Revelation 13 and 16. Prophecy is key. Remain occupied in prophecy. Sirach 39 and 1, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 verse 1, out of the King James Version Bible, the 1611 edition. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. 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 The focal point of our ministry, starting with the elders of Great Millstone on down, is prophecy. But before I proceed, I want to give all the honor and glory to the Most High YAHAWAH, and His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the Spirit. Single honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth, because there's no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelite when we've been scattered all over the world through the transatlantic slave trade. Mind-reading C-hip that can be fitted within minutes could transform lives of millions. All right, this is an article from themirror.com. It was published January 6, 2025, so this is recent. This is updated news. Okay. A neurologist who helped develop a micro C-hip that can convert brain signals into actions has claimed his device can help millions of people around the world who are unable to use their arms. Now, I'm going to sit here and just say this. This is also prophetic. This is also a prophetic prophecy. And the reason why I say that, because you will have to read Revelation 13, verse 16 through 18. But understand gradualism, okay? You have to understand what gradualism is. Matter of fact, I would like to get that if I may. The etymology of gradual. Early 15th century, having steps or ridges. From the Latin gratis, a step climb, a step toward something, a degree of something rising by stages. Stages. So gradual, which is in the word gradualism, meaning that there are stages that's going to lead up to something bigger or greater, so to say, okay? So let's think about it. We live in a society full of conveniences and also advanced technology. We went from the legal tender, right, the dollar bill, to now you have checks. Then we went from the checks, then we went to credit cards, right, and debit cards. It's easy, right, convenient. Now, what if you take money out your own bank account? You get charged if it's not in a certain branch, you know. There's always fees, or you can have your money seized, or identity theft with internet, things of that nature, right? So it turns out to be good, then it turns out to be in the sense of something that can turn out worse. Same thing with going from analog phones to digital phones. If you ever watch those spy or espionage movies, they always use phones like Nokia or Nextel, where you could put those chips in, you could use internationally. And then I think it was on Jack Reacher. He was talking to one dude. He hung up the phone, took out the SIM card, broke it, and put another one in. It was one of those movies, right? So yeah, and then with digital, now satellite, yeah, you can talk on further distances. You can use certain apps and technology that you couldn't use like on a Nextel, but now you can be triangulated. Now they can know your IP address. So there's always pros and cons to these things. So like, there are great pros. If you've been, listen, I mean, how many people have died from polio? I am not anti-vaccine. That's crazy. That would be freaking crazy. I get sick. That's what I'm going to get. Mucinex before it even get worse. Yeah, that natural remedies I have. I have a diffuser with peppermint oil and things like that. But it's like, there are modern day technology and medicine that save lives. I'm not against that. That's crazy. That'd be ludicrous, right? But there's always an underlying meaning of certain things, man, when you're dealing with the government. Remember, government. Govern means rule, ment means your mind. right? And they do it through phases of gradualism, right? But nonetheless, though, this is also prophetic because they're talking about putting the seed hit in your mind. And what does that go back to? Revelation 13, 16 through 18. And matter of fact, allow me to bring that out on the screen. My apologies as well. What I also wanted to speak on was how if someone was in a terrible car accident or someone suffers some kind of neurological deficiency or like some type of disease or some chronic illness, this technology would change their life forever, tremendously. I'm for it. Like, come on, people. You have a loved one, you have a child you love dearly, and you found out that your child, who's a quadriplegic, quad is 4, right? Meaning that you cannot move like your limbs, your arms, and your legs. You have, of course, a pair of arms and a pair of legs. It's 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, so it'll be a quad, 4, right? Like there's 4 muscles in the quads and your muscles, right? Your quads and your legs. So if your child's a quadriplegic, that means that they can't really move anything from the neck down. This right there would allow them to do that. I would never be against that. But there's a difference between using something in a benevolent way or in a malevolent or malicious way, I should say, right? Like the Bible can be used. How about this? A hammer. A hammer can be used to build a house or to knock somebody upside the head. A Bible can be used to save lives or to feed someone's belly who's money hungry. It's all about how you're utilizing it, right? But let's get to the scriptures. Revelation 13 and 16. And he caused of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's kind of self-explanatory, right? But that has nothing to do with this article. But this is why I started with this video with gradualism. Gradualism. I'm not saying this company is going to use this for malicious terms, but looking at the scriptures is why you have to be occupied in prophecy. You can't look past nothing small or nothing. Don't look past no small matter. Matter of fact, let me get that really quick. This is in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the same book from the same chapter and verse I open up with. But this is Sirach chapter 5, though, verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. Hence, gradualism. Now, the reason why I went into Revelation 13:16, because I want to go into the blue letter. I want to go into the Greek to get an understanding of the word mark. All right.
Strong G 5480. Haragma.
My apologies if that was very loud in your ear. Haragma. All right. It means an imprint or a brand. The mark branded upon horses. For you to get a better understanding, I'll show you a picture. As you can see on the left side of the screen, this is what you will call branding. Okay? Branded. Think about it. You think about shoe brands, Nike's known for what? The check. Jordans are known for what? The Jordans are known for what? Him having the logos with him jumping. Understand what I'm saying? So even LeBron has his symbol, which is the L and the B, which is the form of a crown. That's a brand. So this mark will also mean that you could be branded as well as, you know what? It's crazy. It reminded me of this what I'm looking for. Bible translation. Let me get it really quick. Now, if you look at the AMP translation, it says, also he compels all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free men and the slaves, to be given a mark or charagma on their right hand or on their forehead. Look at the brackets, signifying allegiance to the beast. That's what it says. But remember, this has nothing to do with the article that I brought out. The article I brought out It's just what I'm saying as a part of gradualism on how a malicious entity could try to use it for whatever it means, but it's prophetic, so it's not far-fetched. Okay? Once again, this is just for educational purposes. All right? Let's get back to it real quick. Side note, slaves were marked. They used to mark us with the first and last initial, like the first letter of the first name and the first letter of the last name as an initial. They say that we were branded. Because remember, they treated us like livestock. Hence, the first thing sold in New York was us, the New York Stock Exchange, hence livestock. We were the first stock ever. A little history for y'all. All right, now let's go into the other root word of charagma. This is Revelation 13:16, the word M-A-R-K, mark. And the second root word going into that will be charax, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to play it, y'all.
Strong's G 5482. Charax. Charax.
It means a pale or a stake, a palisade. Now, I did end up video on this before, going into Isaiah, I think it's 34, where it says you go down to Pharaoh and you lean upon a staff into your hand or something like that. And like that stake goes back to the reed that you would get, like that inoculation from that charagma. I had to speak in code, man. You understand what I'm saying? So it will be the actual syringe that you could actually insert. And you know what? This is what kills me about, how true the truth is. There's people in Sweden that already have access to buildings and all kind of digital electronics by having a charagma in their right hand already. There's people here in Wisconsin at a job that voluntarily, had the charagma put in them. You have the Jacobs down in, I think, Miami. Like they whole family got the charagma. So it's not like we're making this up. The Lord just told us to go out and to warn the people before the grateful and dreadful day. Because if not, they're going to die anyway in their iniquities. But then the Lord's going to require our blood. I don't want that on my head. So I don't care how many times I got to make another video or another page and everything. It's far greater than taking breaststrokes in the lake of fire when America gets blitzkrieged by thermonuclear warheads. I'm not provoking anyone at YouTube, but it's like, okay, you're going to strike me compared to the Lord striking me with freaking lightning for real? I think I'll take your strikes over the Lord's strikes. Not provoking, just saying, but I got to get this truth out one way or another. Lego. And on the last root word, and I'm going to close out, so grapho, if I'm not mistaken.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
To write with reference to the form of the letters, all right? To write with reference to expressing characters. You know what that goes back to? Hey, rather than having your credit card, you're having your license and your social all in a wallet, why not put it on this handy dandy charagma? And all your information be right there. Your blood type, are you a organ donor, yada, yada, yada. Understand what I'm saying? Grapho. So all of that information could be instilled inside of a small grain. Matter of fact, let's get that really quick. If I can get that. Now, as you can see, these are just the components of a bihole charagma. You have the micro C-hub, the capacitor, the antenna coil. All right, let me show you something else. So it's not like I'm making this up. You can see the screen, people. I'm not making this up. This is scriptural. This is why you have to be prophesied and occupied in prophecy. Prophesied in prophecy. Occupied in prophecy. Bingo. This is the one I wanted you to look at. Look at this one. Now, as a kid, you open up little gadgets and things, little electronics. You always see little small, little green, little circuit boards and everything. But those circuit boards also have memory. Hence, it can carry all your memory. Now, another thing, too, I want to bring out, too, This has nothing to do with this company. I think this is phenomenal technology. Let me get back to it, matter of fact. Once again, it has nothing to do with this company at all. But what I'm saying is, just how this company has the power to help you send signals to your body to where your phalanges will start moving, your fingers and your arms and your toes, and you can, extend your knee. Yes, it has the technology to send those signals from your neurotransmitters, firing off signals to move, get grooving. The same way they can have that happen, the same way they can reverse that. Not saying anything about this company, but if this type of technology was to get into the hand of someone that's very malicious, they can do the opposite. But they can just completely cut you off from the face of the earth. Not physically, but like financially or like socially. Like you take everything from me. I'm not saying anything about this company, but you just have to be aware. Look at the society we live in. I just did a video about militias, like always having a number one topic of she would just have a big like mass political like event. So there's gonna be insurrections really soon. Again, it already happened on January 6th. But nonetheless, though, Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. This is John the Revelator. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. This is the angel speaking to him. I am thy fellow servant. So we're servants just like the angels are. So we're angels in this chains of darkness, this flesh. And of thy brethren that have the testimony of YAHAWASHI, not Jesus, because English wasn't around 2,000 years ago. So what was the letter J then? Worship God, Yahweh. For the testimony of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy. I don't give a damn what you talking about, but coming out your mouth. I speak as a man when I say that, though. I do care, but in a sense, if it ain't prophetic, if he ain't prophetic, I don't want to hear it. Like I told my auntie, if it not thus saith the Lord, I ignore it concerning holidays. If it ain't prophetic, I don't want to hear it. Straight up. That's the spirit of the Lord, the spirit of YAHAWASHI. Right? Oh, side note, I have a 1611 King James Version Bible. Wherever you see, quote unquote, the letter J supposed to be, it will be an I there instead. And also for the word Jerusalem, where you will see the J supposed to be there, there will actually be an H there with an I following after it and the R following after that. Now run to that. Last verse. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. That's it. It's rather that charity is great. Yes, desire those spiritual gifts, but may you prophesy. That's the end all be all. So with that being said, I pray y'all was truly edifying, fed, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwama Allah, Wafla Baba, Shalom.